Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke, this is Pages of Blessings, and today I am bringing you a TBR cart, organize with me, TBR, sift through, whatever you want to call it, but we're going to be organizing my TBR cart. So I messed with this angle a couple times, trying to show the whole cart, but then I also have all these books back here. I've like planned out this video, but not like to the T. So we're just gonna kind of go with it. I have an idea of what I want to do with each of my like shelves on the cart, but we're just gonna kind of do this together. I'll probably speed up some parts so it's not as boring for you all to watch, but I hope you all like it. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just take these books off my cart. I do have an idea of like what my categories are going to be, so I think what I'm going to do for the top shelf is like my current working TBR. So any TBRs I made for this month I'm in or the season I'm in, those books are going to go here, so they're more like likely, they're easier to access, and then if I am mood reading, then I can just kind of glance and grab one. So I think that's what's going to go here. Down here is maybe like what's currently piquing my interest, so it's maybe something that's not specifically on a TBR, but maybe something I could put in a future TBR, or current library books that I got out that I'm really interested in maybe checking out before they have to go back. So this is more of like I'm interested in, but it hasn't made its way to a TBR yet. And then my bottom are going to be books that I want to read in 2023. So if you watch my last one, I talked about going through my book of the month backlist, so I definitely, some of those are going to end up down here, and then just like a couple classics maybe, and just things that I'm hoping to get to within the next year, but they're not necessarily top of my mind priority or like interest at the moment. So as I'm taking them off, I'm going to sort, and then I'll go through this pile too, so join me while I do that. Okay, so got this all emptied out. So I ended up having like just a pile of like not even interested books that aren't going to be on the cart, essentially. So a pile for books that aren't going to be on the cart. And this is like so hard to do. So I'm like, maybe I'll scoot over and try to bring some of them. But these are all books I still need to go through. But I have a pile here of nonfiction, which I forgot to mention. I think I have a bottom drawer of my nightstand. I had some books in it. I think I'm going to keep all my nonfiction there. I don't have that, like all my unread nonfiction, because there's not that many. So I'll keep those there. Then I have a pile of books for my current, for either on my December TBR or my winter TBR. I'll link those videos below. I have a pile of what's currently piquing my interest, or even books that I'm thinking will make its way to January's TBR. So those are gonna go in the middle, and then I have books I want to read this year. We'll see what fits. So I think we'll go ahead and put all of these back on. We can kind of see what we're working with, and then we'll go through this pile back. I'll show you what's going on. I won't give summaries, but that way you can see what's piquing my interest at the moment. So the top will be easy to do. So let's start with the bottom, because these will be books I haven't mentioned before. The other ones you've seen in multiple videos. So let me see if I can, and I accidentally turned my phone off, or the camera off, when I was adjusting. So trying to get the best angle for you. Okay, so we'll start at the bottom. So I've got some mysteries. So I've got an Agatha Christie. I've started a couple Agatha Christie's, haven't finished. I'm really trying to get into Agatha Christie. I've seen multiple movies based on her books and I've loved them. But I have a couple, I own a couple, so I'm going to put an Agatha Christie down here. And then I have this mystery series. I think this is middle grade, called The Mystery of the Jeweled Moth and The Mystery of the Clockwork Sparrow, but they're in the same series. I just don't remember which one's first, so you figure that out, and I'll only keep the first one on my cart for now. Just a middle grade series. A series I want to get through. This is called Harmony. I've had this for a while, and that's why I want to get to it. I believe it follows a daughter, a family, and their daughter being diagnosed with autism. All right, we have Laura Ingalls Is Ruining My Life, Mysterious Benedict Society, and the Perilous Journey. This is book number 2. I thoroughly enjoyed book number 1. If you've read Green Glass House or Mysterious Benedict Society, they both give me like the same vibes. And so if you enjoyed one, I think you would enjoy the other. So highly recommend this series, even though I've only read the first one. All right, Radium Girls. I'm pretty sure this is actually considered a nonfiction now that I'm looking at it. I think it's a nonfiction. Okay, so this is, I'm actually gonna move this, I think, into my nonfiction pile. Well, I'm gonna put it on the cart. Even though I said I was gonna put nonfiction in my drawer, I think I might put it on the cart just because it's a chunker, and so to me it's like more of a commitment than just like a little nonfiction. So I'm gonna put this on the cart. All right, we'll grab these ones next. Ooh, heavy. So these are all ones I showed in my last video, my goals video, so they're all my book of the month. So I'm just gonna pick the ones that are currently interesting me, put on the cart, which I think I'm gonna put them on the back. These book of the months tend to fit better if I put them on their side anyways. And so if I slide them in the back, oh, can I fit all 4? Not quite. Well, oh, I can. I did. I fit all 4. So I don't know if you see that, fit all 4 on their sides. Beautiful. All right. Well, Radium Girls doesn't fit when I do that, so I'll move Radium Girls to the back. Okay. We have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is a library book, but I am going to put it down here. I have a couple, actually, last 3 are library books. I have Castaway and Cornwell by Julie Klassen. I just really want to read Julie Klassen this year. This is Wolf Soldier. This is a Christian fantasy book, I believe. And this is the second. I also talked about this one in my goals video. This is the second in the Pelican Harbor series by Colleen Coble. So these are all library books. So I'm actually going to probably put those all 3 together just in case I need to go back before I get to them, but I kind of want to know that they're the books I want to get to. I'll put that one right there. Perfect. Okay, so that's it for those books. So now we'll move up to books currently piquing my interest. So these 2 are by a local author of mine, Sarah Channing. So I'm interested. She's a Christian fiction author, and I have the 2 of her books. This is part of a really large series, so not sure if I'll get to this one, but I want to read one of hers in January. So both of these are going to go on the middle part. So put those there. Beneath the Scarlet Sky is sounding really interesting to me. I just hauled this one, so this is The Last Correspondent. And then I have Exiles, which was on my November, no it wasn't, it almost made it to my November TBR. So that's why this one is gonna go in the middle. We have Jodi Picoult's The Storyteller. I also have The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. I don't really I've tried organizing by authors and stuff before. Again, oh, this one is a nonfiction too. I'm gonna put it on my middle cart. Maybe I'll change up how I'm doing the nonfiction because I kind of want them on the cart. So this is A Woman of No Importance. I kind of stopped in the middle of my thought. That's pregnancy, guys. But I was saying I've tried organizing by authors or titles before, and it ends up getting messed up anyway. So there's really no rhyme or reason how they're on the cart. Just they're going to be in the correct spot. So this is A Woman of No Importance, The Untold Story of an American Spy Who Helped Win World War II. Okay, let's see. This library book. I'm just going to put library books together. All right, and then these three are middle grade, so actually this works out. So I have 3 middle grades and then 3 library books for the shelf. The War That Saved My Life, Echo Mountain, and Esperanza Rising are all 3 maybe for middle grade March. It's kind of perfect. Those there, and then I have 3 library books. The Poppy Wife, Carolyn Scott, Greetings from Witness Protection by Jake Burt, and Hope Between the Pages by Pepper Basham. Let's see if I can squeeze them. Look at that, they all fit. See, they looked way more, like there was way more books when they were just piled up next to me, so this is kind of nice. Now for my top shelf, which again is my current TBRs. I'll just go through these really quick. We have Keeper of the Lost Cities, Book 1, Aggie Morton, Until Tomorrow, Mr. Marsworth, Starsight, Beartown, Snow Child, and Once Upon a Wardrobe. These last couple are library, so I'll actually move those, put the library books together. Oops, there was one up here that I never grabbed off, but actually this works out. So I actually have 3 books here that need to go on this side of the cart because they're actually going to go here for future TBR, so January. So I have The Essence of the Shade, which is written by a Michigan author and takes place in Michigan. This is a takes place in Michigan book as well. This is written by a Michigan author. So all books I'm considering for January TBR. So those will go. They don't fit that way. I'll go this way. Go out with them. All right. I have Anne of Avonlea, which is the 2nd book in the Anna Green Gables series. The series I said I want to finish or make progress in this year. So that's going to go here as well. Now I'm going to go through the books behind me. So I'm going to push this out of the way for just a little bit, give myself a little bit more room. And I'm going to go through the books behind me. So I have some library books, books that were in my drawers, books I recently hauled that need to get sorted. And then once I do that, I will come back. Okay, so I have gone through all of those, realizing, I don't know, I just have so many books. Let's just finish off the top All right, so this again is my current TBRs. So we have The Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna, Echo in the Darkness, Christmas in the Alps, The Christmas Riddle. I'm wondering if I should sort these by December versus winter. Maybe I'll do that with The Bridge, but I've already read this, but I'm going to keep it on my cart just so I know where it is when I want to do my wrap-up video. Snow Lane. I'm going to start putting some on this side. This is a Sleigh Bells Ring. We have Christmas in Winter Hill. And Wistress. Actually, I'm going to move a couple of these. I have room for Wistress. Okay, so that does, oh, and one more. Bear and Nightingale, which didn't make my TBR video, but I've been hearing a lot about it and was able to get it from the library really quickly. So that's going to go up here as well. We are going to move down to the second one. So I don't know if I'm going to fit all these. I'm actually going to leave off the library books for now and just put these. Here we go. We have Lady Jane Disappears, The Nature of Fragile Things, As Bright as Heaven, The Secret Wife, When We Believed in Mermaids, and The Thief of Corinth. So we're gonna go. I might be able to fit The Thief of Corinth right there. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fit these library books. So, I'll show you what they are. I showed these on my Instagram, so if you're not following me, Pages of Blessings, I also do some library hauls there that aren't always on my channel. But I have Caraval, The Things We Keep, The Two Mrs. Carlyles, and The Fountains of Silence. So I think I'll just keep these in my library tote next to my bag or next to my cart. Or I guess I could stick them up here. We'll see. We'll just put these off to the side for now. For my final thing of books, we're gonna go down here. Okay. So just books I want to get to this year. So we have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which is library books. I'll wait for that one. Lineage of Grace, which I don't think is going to fit on here. It's such a big book. Maybe I'll throw it on top of my book of the month. We'll see. The Rose Code. Let's see if that fits. All right. The Water Keeper. And this is the Book of Lost Names. Okay, I think I'm going to be able to fit this one. It's just the Lineage of Grace. So I think I'm just going to throw Lineage of Grace on top of my book of the month. That works. So I actually have way more room on my cart now, which is so nice, and everything's organized and I can see everything for the most part, and which makes it really nice when making my TBRs. So I think I'll just keep those library books in my tote. That's not that big of a deal. I grabbed them on a whim. They're just piquing my interest, so they would be on this stack, but I can put it in my drawer too. I have lots of room in my drawer, so that works. And then I'll just go through my stack of nonfiction, because I don't think I've ever gone through all of this. So this is a library book, but this is Risen Motherhood. I've started this on Audible a few times, but I just saw it in my library and wanted to see the physical copy, maybe see if I wanted to purchase it. City of Thorns. I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist, which I've read like the first 100 pages multiple times, so I just need to get through the last bit. But it's a dense book, so it's one that I kind of got to go through slowly. Oh, why is this in that pile? The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. This needs to go on my top because I'm also buddy reading that. Home Education. This is a reprinting of Charlotte Mason's works, so I also been going through it slowly, but I have her whole series, so I might keep that up there too, just because in case I want to grab it, because I usually do like a chapter at a time. The Path of Loneliness by Elizabeth Elliot. 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Parables. John MacArthur, my husband, went through this with his men's group and really enjoyed it and wanted me to read it. Glimpses of Grace. This is by Gloria Furman. Treasuring the Gospel in Your Home. Another one I want to get through. Open Heart, Open Home by Karen Burton Maines. C.S. Lewis's Screwtape Letters. The Glass Castle. Awakening Wonder. This is Sally Clarkson. And The Power of a Praying Parent. So those are all my nonfiction that I had up here. So those will probably go in my drawer. I definitely have room for all of them. And the last two I'll show that are on my cart. The Bromance Book Club, and a little something different. These two I would just like to research a little bit more before I read. I've heard maybe that there's some sexual content in this one, which I wasn't aware, and that made me think I don't remember if there was in this one. So before I decide what to do with them, I would like to figure that out. And then I guess if you guys are interested, might as well while they're all sitting out. So I'll just go through the ones I decided not to put on my TBR cart, and I'll just move them down my bookshelf downstairs. And we'll do that. Well, this actually is going to go back to the library. This is Mary Kate Andrews' Christmas Bliss. I just not interested in reading it this year, so that's going to go back to the library. You've seen The War Horse, A Season of Gifts. From my last haul, I have Agatha Raisin in the Haunted House, the Christie the ABC Murders, BC Ends as the Pig Turns, Peace Like a River, which you saw in my last haul, Small Island by Andrea Levy, The Last Letter from Juliet, Francine Rivers' The Scarlet Thread, Kate Morton's The Forgotten Garden, another Kate Morton, The Clockmaker's Daughter, Charlotte's Web was on my cart. It doesn't need to be, it can go down with my middle grades. The View from Saturday, Daughters of the Resistance, which, no, actually, I'm going to put that. That's going to be on the cart. I need to read that. Leota's Garden by Francine Rivers. I have a couple of the nonfiction books that for homeschooling, that I picked up in my last haul. Save that forever. These Hunters at the Wishing Season. Sparrow by Sarah Moon. Homecoming by Cynthia Voigt. The Wives. Stardust Thief and Peach Blossom. Water for Elephants. Lisa's Jewels, Invisible Girl, and Leanne Moriarty, What Alice Forgot. So those are all ones that I still haven't read, but I'll probably just move them to a shelf. And the last one, I'm currently reading Little Women. I'm listening to it on audio, but then I just realized going through it because I wanted to see like, oh, how far am I into it? And I'm like, this just seems really thin. I haven't read Little Women in a couple years. I've read it multiple times, but I'm like, it was thicker, wasn't it? This is only like the first like third of the book. So I don't know why they do that. Why probably print Little Women in only the first third. So I need to get myself a copy of the actual Little Women because I've checked it out from the library a bunch and now I've listened to it on audio and I don't own it. But I will do maybe a little preview, a little spin around of the cart here at the end. But thanks for hanging out with me. I hope it was interesting watching me organize all this. Hopefully it just inspires you maybe to do a little cart refresh before the new year, and I feel extra prepared going into 2023 and prepared to pick my January TBR. So thanks for sticking around. I'll see you next time. Bye.